Alright, so as with a lot of you guys, I have been watching the new Invincible season. You know, I watched the finale and everything, it was cool. I liked it aside from some of the filler episodes, but in general, I think the plot was cool, and I think it's definitely improving over the second season. I wouldn't really say it's better than the first season, but the second season, I don't know about that one. This one was cool, especially towards the end, like the last couple episodes, I think it really picked up. But I will say, this isn't really an issue I have with the season itself, but we have to talk about one character, and it is this loser Powerplex. This has to be one of the lamest villains I've ever seen in any TV show. And the thing is, you can be hateable as a villain, like you're supposed to be hateable. Like, oh, this guy is such a terrible person, like, it's gonna be so cool to watch him fail. But that's not what's going on here. This is a character that we're supposed to feel sorry for or something. Like, we're supposed to watch him and be like, you know, in his perspective, maybe I could, but this guy's just a loser. So, to begin with, he's mad at Invincible over something that happened, like, in season 1, how he was fighting Omni-Man, and apparently his sister and his niece were there, and they got wet up, and he blames Invincible for that. And on the surface, I can kind of see why someone just looking at it would feel some way about Invincible. They don't know that Mark is actually, you know, not cool with Omni-Man. They think it's all just a game. So maybe then, but he doesn't get a chance to do that because he literally works for the government. Like, he's literally part of the same organization that runs the Guardians of the Globe. So what is he on about? This guy has footage of the full fight between Invincible and Omni-Man. Like, it's not like he's just a random bystander. He has the actual footage. He has all this access to scenes and angles that nobody else does, and he still feels like, oh, we don't know for sure though, it may be something. If it was the case that Invincible was actually working to do all this on purpose, then what is going on? Why is Omni-Man still gone? Why is he still just fighting all the people that are threatening the Earth? And I guess in response to that, you could say something like, well, I mean, Omni-Man himself was saving the world and he was trying to take over the world to begin with. But like, logically speaking, yeah, Omni-Man was pretending to be a hero and then like he snaked everyone. But like, Mark still on video fought against him and then he still went on later to save the world multiple times. There's nothing going on here except you just being a loser. So this guy, after having actual proof and footage of Mark being innocent, is still mad. Whatever. So he's working with his almost equally useless wife and makes like a costume to control his powers. I will say that it was kind of cool that he already had powers to begin with. I do like that, but I don't like him or his wife. So they work together to make this costume for him so he can control his electricity better and challenge Invincible to a fight. And to be fair, that first time he did it, where he's like on TV, where he's saying, Invincible, I need to, I'm like, okay, whatever. I do think Mark should have responded to the call, but, you know, he's a bum, so I can't blame him for not doing it. Then he shows up again in the vigil. After that, this goofball loser goes as far as to tie up his own wife and child so he can make it look like they're in a hostage situation. Then Invincible has to show up and he can kill him. And again, his wife is a loser too, so she gets no props and she gets no defense. So when Invincible comes to save the day and everything, it's all an ambush. He's like, I finally caught you. Here's the thing. Jesse Pinkman was a cool character, but this voice is not doing it for me. I don't know what to tell you. Like, but anyway, this loser charges up his attack, backfires, kills his wife and kid. After he ruins his own life for no reason, he still blames Invincible for it because he's like, well, I guess it wouldn't have happened if he wasn't like, you're a loser. Here's the thing. I know there's going to be people in the comments being like, you don't understand that. It's the point. The point is that he's delusional and that I understand that that's what they're going for. I just think he's a loser aside from that. And the thing about him specifically is, he's just a moron. A lot of people bring up Angstrom Levy as an example of this. Like, why is Angstrom so mad at the one Mark that didn't even do anything to him? Here's the difference in him and Angstrom. Angstrom is a weirdo, but at the very least, he knows a history of different Marks torturing and killing him. That's part 1. Part 2 is the specific Mark that he hates the most is also the one who caused him to look like that in the first place. And 3 is him going after Mark like that is also because he's kind of mad, maybe, like how Debbie said in season 2. He's kind of mad that this one Mark that he blames all his problems on for like ruining his life and making him look like a freak is also the one Mark who happens to be the only good one. Now he feels like psychologically tormented. Like, of all the universes where all the Marks are like the worst person ever, the one where he had to be a hero is the same one that directly ruined his life. So in a way, like, it just all comes together. And I'm not saying Inkstrom's a cool guy or anything. I'm just saying he's way smarter and he has way more of a reason to be mad. Because once again, this loser Powerplex has footage If he was a random on the streets, maybe I get it. But he literally is working for the government. Like, he has the footage of the fights. You are a part of the inside government and you haven't found anything. You're just mad about something you can't even prove. Like, this guy is a complete loser. He shows up again in the Invincible War, and he sees once again Invincible fighting with the other wicked versions of him, and he's like, oh, time to still be mad at him. Then Invincible comes back later on, he's like, oh, this is all your fault. Like, you're such a loser. Not only did you cause your own family's death the second time around, and you still got to get out of jail because, you know, the other Invincibles came in, you still cannot tell what is going on in front of you. You're a bum. And the second you get packed up, the second the world will be a better place.